When you lose a spouse, the last thing you want to think about is courtrooms or legal paperwork. But one of the questions that often keeps people up at night is a very practical one. How long is this going to take? You want to know the house is secure, the bills can be paid, and that life won't feel stuck forever. In Florida, the honest answer is that probate timelines depend on which lane your situation falls into. Understanding those lanes can take a lot of pressure off your shoulders. For some families, probate can move fairly quickly. If the total value of the estate, excluding the family home, is under $75,000, Florida may allow something called summary administration. This is essentially the express lane of probate, and in many cases, it can be completed in about 2 to 4 months. For larger estates, or when there are debts, multiple assets, or more moving pieces, probate usually happens through formal administration. This is the standard process, and most families should expect it to take somewhere between 6 and 12 months. One reason for that timeline is that Florida law requires a mandatory 90-day period to allow creditors to come forward. Think of that as a built-in pause that protects everyone involved. If there's no will, if family members disagree, or if there's a business or complex assets involved, probate can take longer than a year. But here's something important many people don't realize. Probate does not mean your entire life is frozen. As a surviving spouse, you often have immediate rights to the home and certain assets, and those protections can usually be addressed early in the process. Timing still matters, though. Florida law asks that a will be filed within 10 days of a passing. That sounds overwhelming, and it can be, but it's simply the starting point, not a judgment or a deadline you have to navigate alone. Our role is to handle the court process, the filings, and the timelines, so you can focus on your family and your healing. Every family situation is different, and every probate moves at its own pace, but you don't have to keep track of it by yourself. If you're feeling overwhelmed or just want to understand what probate might look like in your situation, our team is here to help. Reach out to Safe Harbor Law Firm, and let's take the next step together.